Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday morning's messages of love from above and coming to you from a beautiful, overcast, cloudy morning. So hopefully I don't fall asleep on you guys. So welcome. Hope you're doing well and having an amazing weekend so far. Before we get started, let me pop out get my desktop all set up here. We'll get the chat all set up here. And just go there. All right. I think that's good. And let's see here. Make sure that we are live. There it is. All right. So YouTube has confirmed we are live. All right. So before we get into everything, let's send some love out to the world. If you're new to my channel, we like to send love out because we have the ability to do so, and we can send unconditional love together. It multiplies the love to the world, and it counterbalances, like one person sending unconditional love out into the world counteracts a million people having lower vibrational fear energies. So when we do this together, not only adds, but it multiplies it. So I'm going to start off here just taking a big deep breath and coming back to right here, right now. Beautiful. Then as we hit the singing bowl, we will just imagine that love flowing down into our hearts, filling us up and flowing out to the world. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Let me just put that back here. Let it continue doing its song back there. And so before we get into other things, I just want to make sure today is the big day. Here's a link to a video on how to have your gift membership settings set to on. It's a little switch that you just have to have on. And here in just a moment, I'm going to give away 5 free Zen Cricket memberships. And then this evening, in this evening session, also 5 more. And it's a free 30-day, month membership that YouTube gives me 10 free to give away every month. And so all I do is I push a little button, and then Spirit and YouTube choose who the winners are. So it's out of my hands. So it's up to Spirit who actually gets those. With that Zen Cricket membership and any of the Zen Cricket, it's a $2.99 a month when you don't get it free, and you get advanced access to my podcast, advanced access to my pick a cards, and other videos that I'm putting out. I'm going to be putting out monthlies starting in May again. I'll be putting them out 2 weeks early and earlier for my members. They'll have access as soon as they're recorded and out there. Everyone else will get them like around the 15th of the middle of the month to prepare you for the next month. I also started putting out astrological Zenergy videos, which talk about this last one that I put out on Thursday, which I'll put a link out here in a sec, retrogrades. And we focused in on the Mercury retrograde, which we're in right now, and then also the pre-shadow period right now in Saturn. So we talk about those energies, how they influence us, and how to make the most of the energy. Because we're in retrogrades about half our life. Uh, we didn't know that. The people don't talk about a whole lot of the other retrogrades. Usually, Mercury retrograde, run for your life. But there's positive things, and it gives us energy to do things. So we'll share those too. So, yeah, MD. So I'll give you guys a chance to register or flip the switch there for you. Let me give you the other um, link. So here is the astrological Zenergy one that talks about those retrogrades. And then, of course, Monday, we have a new moon in Aries, which is also, I don't know if you heard, there's a solar eclipse come in. It's all over the place right now. But this gives you also information on how to make the most of your new moon wishes for Aries, in addition to the pick a card. And we're in eclipse right in the middle. We're in the portal right now. But eclipses impact us 4 to 6 weeks before and after. So this video has an eclipse guide, how to make the most of the eclipse energy too. I just love providing information so that we can make the most of things, make most of the astrological energy, make the most of our own energy. And so that's why I put out all of these things. So thank you guys for your patience as I share all this free stuff with you. And then tomorrow, so sorry, there'll be a new episode from my podcast, which is From Chaos to Cozy. Here's episode 8, which was last Sunday's, which is Action, and a link to the playlist too if you want to catch up. It's all about From Chaos to Cozy, which is our our journey here from lower vibration, low self-esteem, low self-love, all that stuff we experience when we're younger, and how we bring it back to cozy from whence we come, higher vibration. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check out that podcast too. So sorry. Thought I had cleared the pipes, but evidently the overcastness just my body wants me to know it's overcast. All right, so let's get in here. We're going to give away 5 free. So let me jump in here. Membership gifting. And let's see here. Oh, here it is. So here we go. We're going to gift 5 right now. Right, Jeep? You're like, all right, Spirit. All right, YouTube. So I'm clicking the button. Let's see what happens. So it's thinking, here we go. All right. All right. Well, not this morning, Jeep. Maybe this evening. Let me just grab these names here. So congratulations to Daisy, Kritika Mahotra, Happy Pill, Magana, and Elena. So congratulations, you 5. All right. Beautiful. All right. So that is it. So sorry. There we go. So that is it for that. So we will get into the readings now. And I'm going to be using the Naked Heart Tarot. If you're new to my channel in these readings, how they work, I do go down in order, first come, first serve for the free readings. And there's no special list. The chat is it. You just put your question out there. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for just a general reading, Spirit knows. And then I just move down in order with those. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, step out of the free readings, dive deeper into those, pulling more cards. After I'm done, I also return back to the free readings and move down the list. To make a donation, you can use Super Chat, and then also in the description box of the video, I give my Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and Square. So however you want to do that, there's no set dollar amount. I know everybody's finances vary, from person to person, actually even with person to person, day to day, and country to country, and all that. So whatever you give, I know is the perfect amount that you're able to give right now. So I appreciate you guys. All right, I do have a couple of donations, so we'll jump in there. And Patty, hey, you are up first. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like since it lets me. And you want to know, are you going to be successful in this new position? And messages for the week. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's give these one more shuffle. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know. So, first of all, success in the current position. What does Spirit want you to know about that? All right. Do you have those three? And then energy for the week. All right. All right. We like that. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Seven of Wands, which is about shining bright and standing up on a hill, which is a positive message because other people are looking going, why do you get to be lifted above us? That's from their perception. They feel low about themselves. They see something great happening for you, and they're like, why do you get that and I don't? Meh, meh, meh," And you don't have to worry about defending yourself. You deserve it, whatever unfolds. Just know that you're going to kind of be spotlighted in some way around your job and even this next week. I like all this balancing energy that you have around success in this position because you've got the Two of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Cups. So, all of this, three on one side, three on another type of energy shows this balance that comes in the outside, in the outside world. So, they've got this, you know, cycling, this movement kind of energy. So I do feel with this, it's a balanced, type of success that comes in the new position. It's like spirit saying, give yourself time. Sometimes when we have like a new position, a new, you know, something that we're learning. We love being the expert. We love being at the top. We love doing that. But sometimes we are don't have grace for ourselves, with us, and we're like, we don't get, to the to as far, along as we're wanting, right? It's like I want to be an expert day one. It's like you gotta be reasonable. You gotta give yourself grace. You'll get there. Just allow yourself to build your knowledge and like yeah, just be gentle with yourself, right? So I do feel like there will be success. Just give yourself time to be successful. Don't have too high of a bar, like what did you tell other people, right? Oh, I don't know yet. And you're like, give yourself time, you're new. And like, well, take your own advice. So I like that. Next week, wow, you definitely have this uh very energy. What are these other two cards too? I just want to see all of these here. Yeah, more smooth movement here. So these three cards came out together. Let me see. Let me just do it like this. I can do it. So you've got the Knight of Wands, which is fast movement here with them. That's fire energy movement, really smooth. You got the Universe, the World card, which is victory, ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventures. So there's that movement, adventure energy that comes in. And the Sky Father in the middle, which is a lot of Aries energy. And it is about deciding what you want, putting a plan around things, and taking action toward it. So I feel like next week is like deciding really what you want and wanting to do things and, going in these directions and, um, putting a plan. It's almost like putting a career plan together, making your goals specific, measurable, time bound, actionable, reasonable too. It's called SMART. We used to have those in corporate life, like specific, measurable. Um, I think A is actionable. God, it's been like 4 or 5 years. But reasonable and time bound. So the actionable, appropriate. That's what it is, which means it's for your goal and it's something that can help you. It's like okay, this is helps me towards where I want to head. So I feel like next week is a time where you really do that and look at that. And, you've got here the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Swords, which is smooth movement energy. Next week is a week of leaving behind mindsets that don't serve you and emotions that don't serve you. And I feel like this is part of your thinking and okay, what do I want to achieve? Well, old limiting beliefs, old limiting emotions, no, they don't have a place in this new goals, in this, plan that you're putting together. So you do release these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about, smallness, limitedness. Um, you're gentle and reasonable, but you're also not on the other spectrum, limiting yourself and saying that you can't do something either. So I like this courage, this um, stepping forward, and I like this emperor energy for you because you are, looking at things and headed there. So I like that for you. That's what they have for you right now, Patty. So hopefully that's helpful, and many blessings to you. All right, Jeep. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that some love and a like there. And you want to make creative videos. So, what can we see? What does Spirit want you to know about these creative videos? All right. All right. So, what do they want you to know here? All right. I look at this newness. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I see that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. So sorry. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Horses, riding horses in the forest and record it. Six of Wands, victory, riding horses. I think that means that, yes, this is a positive idea for you, and they support that. I know. I was like, seriously? And you got Innocence of Swords, Innocence of Wands, which this is all about newness coming in, new ideas, new energy, new passion, very creative energy. And the Ace of Pentacles. I was looking at all this newness, stuff coming in here. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of this that happens. I like too that, here's the Naked Heart. I don't know if you got this yesterday, but the Naked Heart is coming in, and this definitely is about being sharing the things you love to do. So I feel like the energy for this is like, wow, going and riding horses in the forest is like a passion of yours, something you really enjoy, and then you're sharing that with others. And I feel like the energy is very different with that. It's just like you can feel the connection with the horse and with nature and with the scenery and even sharing thoughts along the way. Because I feel like that's kind of how you get away from things. How you it's choking me up. I'm just kidding. But there's even on the bottom of the deck you have the high calling card with the judgment card, your higher self calling your human to this higher place. And I like this. So I feel like when you go on your horseback rides and you connect with that, nature, with animal and all of that yeah, right. That you feel you get messages in that quietness, and you just share what you're thinking too about life and a situation, and you know, yeah, this reminds me of a time when blah 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 blah, and you share, you who you are, through it too. I feel is an important piece of that, telling your story, and you have the 10 of Pentacles at the end of it here. So that also talks about that this is beneficial for you. And the Heart of Swords, Queen of Swords, balancing your head and your heart. So definitely, communicating from your heart is an important piece of this journey for you there too. So I like it. It feels very successful. I feel like it's really people will really resonate with that. And some people can't get out of working on in the factory, in the plant, and get out of town and do that so they can watch it and experience it, right? It's the peacefulness that the world needs and hungers for, and I feel like you can give them that through those videos, and I like that. So that's what they have for you, Jeep. I think feel like it's very supported, and with that 6, with a horse, with the 6 of wands is very much a victory card, and it's also you're seeing with that because usually in the 6 of wands, they'll have, someone raised up on a horse and people around them supporting and seeing. So I do feel like when you share from your heart and do that way, that it's like, wow, people are just like blown away by the peace and the quiet, and even the clump, 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 clump of the horse's hooves is very rhythmic. I love it. So, yeah, definitely, I feel it's supported. So go forward and conquer. All right. So that's what they have for you, Jeep. I'm excited to check that out when you do that. All right. So many blessings. Thank you again for the donation. And then HTTPS. Hello, hello. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. All right. And then your question is up here, and you want to know when can you expect new opportunities? When first will they show? Will it be next month, next 2 months, something specific that you must know? Yeah, let's take a look here. And I actually have a timing deck here, and so let's see what it says here. I've been trying them out. You guys have all been my guinea pigs on these. So I know we get a lot of timing questions. So I purchased 2 timing decks, combine them into one huge one, and we'll see what Spirit says here. And then we'll pull some tarot too. All right. So these 2. All right. So it looks like in the summer in July here, they're very very shiny there. But which July is in summer, so I feel like July will be the latest that it will happen. And of course, our energies could always bring things sooner. So based on current energies, it does feel like in July and summer. Let's see what else they have to say here. You'll probably get some sort of wands energy of it's all up to you. If you focus your energy, it can come in sooner. But let's see what else they have to say here. Yeah, the bottom of the deck here again, we've got the Judgment card, which is your higher self calling you to a higher place, and below that we do have the 3 of Wands, which looks very much like a summer card there with a big sun, and the 3 of Wands being, you choosing and changing directions. So I do see that coming in here. Let's see what else we have here. All right, wow, but some of these same cards came out. I love it. Let's see here. Okay. What's this last one? All right. So we do have here, it feels like there's some things that you'll be working on between now and July that allow these things to unfold. Because you have the 4 of Pentacles first that came out, which is really solidifying this belief and understanding that the outside world doesn't fulfill us, right? Relationship situations and things are unstable in the outside world. And so when we define ourselves by them, we feel unstable, and then the whole thing shebang, right? So we eventually get tired of feeling the instability of the outside world, and we turn inward and upward, where we find in one of your cards that was here, the self-love, the Ace of Cups, the chalice, the Holy Grail. And we realize I get to fill up with the higher realm, and they fill me up and I overflow out to the world. And then that's where my stability comes in. The, you know, being true to me, having self-worth, inward and upward, not retail price, what I think other people think my value is to the outside world. That's when we end up on a clearance rack, right? We talk about that. Inward and upward, we find we're priceless, and that's stable, eternal, unconditional love. Eternal never ends. Unconditional love, you can't lose it. There's no conditions. You don't have to do anything to earn it. It's ours because of who we are. And part of all that too is connecting with your higher self. This is where your inner strength comes in. You know, the lion normally is our human, usually has a maiden with the infinity symbol. I like how they combine everything together here. And it just shows that it's this bonding together with your higher self, part of that love, getting the love from above. Then you walk hand and paw, with the lion and your higher self, and you experience life differently in that. And I feel like this is what is being built. This foundation is being built so that in July at the latest is when, right, these new things come in, this new movement comes in. And you do have, definitely movement happening with the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. Sixes are movement cards, so, they're flowy type cards, 3 on each side, and so there's equal energy happening, balanced energy, balanced, things unfolding in the outside world too, and I feel like you're in between these periods, you're getting things like you're getting rid of stuff that you don't need to be spending money on. You're getting rid of stuff that you don't need to keep. You're getting rid of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and emotions that don't serve you as well. That it's this preparation time is allowing you, to have this stuff move. Yeah, even on the bottom of the deck, you even got the 6 of Cups coming in. So you got all this flow that happens between now and July, and it can come sooner. Like I said, with the depends on how much we look inward and upward and connect to that. It's like how much you turn on the spout of that love, unconditional love coming from above is how fast your chalice gets full and overflowing, and that's when the new opportunities make themselves known. So I like that the latest is July, which really is April to May to June. July is really only 3 months, which is like what, 15, wait, 12, 13, 14 weeks, depending on how many days have 31 days and whatever. So it's really not that far away. It'll come fast. But you do have here, you've got the Earth Mother card coming in, which is all about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So it is a time for nurturing yourself, preparing yourself to prepare for the birthing that's coming. So I like it. Definitely take the time to like prepare, and when we prepare mentally and emotionally and energetically and physically in the outside world, all that energy is what, draws things faster and faster to us. If we can do it on all those fronts, then it can come earlier than July too. So I like that for you. That's what they have right now for you, HTTPS. So I'm excited for you. And thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Just going to take a quick sip here and clear my pipes a little bit. All right. All right. You can feel it just sitting right there, wanting to get out. All right. So thank you again for your donation. And let's take a look here. Just make sure I didn't get any other ones come through the email here. There it goes. All right. Right, Johanna. Hello, hello. So thank you for the black cat and your donation. I appreciate that. And shout out to one of my YouTube channel members and Kritika. Yes. Membership again. Look at Spirit. How did that happen? That just means you're very active on my channel because supposedly YouTube, one of the big things is that they choose you. So welcome, welcome. Shout out to one of my winners. All right. So we want to know, what is the energy at your new job and how does Chris feel about you? All right, let's take a look here. And Magana again. Magana too. Very good. Congratulations. All right, let's take a look here. So what energy at your new job? Okay. And how does Chris feel about you? Of course, when we ask about how other people are feeling about us, we know has a lot to do about what's going on inside, them as well. Let's take a look here. What's the energy of your new job? Okay. So I like this. The first card coming out, Three of Pentacles is really about being true to your authentic self and allowing creativity to come in here too. So I like this that, you know, you come across as authentic and that, you're not you don't blow smoke, you're not putting on masks. They're like, with you, they're like you show us who you are, and they like that. They like it feels refreshing to them. And, they have the strength card too coming in here. So they do show that you have this I like this meaning self-awareness for you. And so they really look at you as someone who gets it, who understands your strengths, who understands any opportunities you have, and that you don't, beat yourself up, you know, and be dramatic about it. You take feedback or whatever and go, oh, okay, I appreciate that. I can see that. I'll make sure that doesn't happen. And you apply feedback immediately too. So I like that. And then they also have the Heart of Swords, the Queen of Swords, balancing between the head and the heart, which is great. It's like managers, they like people who have people skills and can have customer service and interact well with a team, also have the ability to learn and to grow and have the smarts too. When someone has both, you're just like, oh, thank goodness, it's like you're low maintenance. You can work well on your own and all that. So I like all that with you here. And then Movement of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the slowest moving knight out of them all. I like it. It's this grows here, with the energy of the new job. It's just allow yourself the time to learn, like we were just talking earlier. Um, you know, we like to be experts. We like to be at the top of performance and be the go-to person and all that. When you go to a new job, it's like going from you know, middle school to high school, you were at the top of the food chain in middle school or junior high. Then you go to high school, you start at the bottom again, and it takes time to work your way back up. So be gentle with yourself as you're doing that. Yeah. So it's like, okay, let's let that unfold, in that manner there. Um yeah, like you're so surprised. Why is it so new? Why does it feel new to me? You've been here a week. "Ugh, I should know everything by now." And that's what we talked about earlier too. You know how other people that maybe if they got hired at the same time or someone who's new when you were at other jobs and they're like, "Oh, I feel like so stupid. I feel like I should know all this." You're like, relax. It takes time to learn things. Take that advice for yourself now. All right. So, um, then we want to know how does Chris feel about you? And we've got the Chariot card. So I feel like they do see you as someone that, makes um solid choices that, you know, you don't just make decisions nilly-willy. Like, oh, that sounds good. Let's do you're like you really you know, look at the big picture, look into the detail, you really have good decision making skills is what I feel, with this here. Again, balanced individual with the 2 of Pentacles. I like that. The 9 of Pentacles, you work well independently. So they see that you don't need a whole lot of micromanagement and supervision. I feel like they know that already about you, that, you know, even be I almost feel like if you were in a class of people that got hired, you'd become a go-to person, like, early on, that you just are I feel like you're a natural leader with the 7 of Wands. You stand out, here, naturally with the Seven of Wands. And, some people are like, why do they get done? And it's like, well, if you wouldn't act the way you're acting right now, maybe you would too, but you're acting like a little child. So that's why I'm having her do that. So I like this, type of energy that's coming in here for you, because I do feel like, cutting some slack, allowing yourself to be yourself and not have stress on yourself, you naturally shine. You naturally just stand out to people. So I like it for you. It seems very positive, and I feel like Chris has you in high regards. So I like it. I like all that for you. And hopefully all that resonates for you. You have the Five of Wands on the bottom, which is the conflicting energy that you're feeling does transform into something higher vibration. Just, realize, okay, breathe and be gentle with yourself, I feel is a big piece of all that. So that's what's coming in there. Alrighty. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you. All right. And then Supernova, thank you for the cake, the unicorn, and the smiley sticker and the donations. So you'll be up next with those. And then Mimi, and then Brenda. Yay. So I do have your credit over here to the right. So we will bring you in right after those. So all right. You had to work. Oh, gosh. Where are your priorities, woman? In the right place. So no problem at all. All right. So let's take a look here. So your first one here, the piece of cake, birthday cake, because it has a candle in there. So let's take a look here, Nova. So question one is a question for Kurt's spirit about helpful advice and messages they would want to say on creativity and expressing yourself. Really curious about what they would say. Yeah, let's take a look here and see what does Kurt wants you to know here. Give us a couple shuffles. So, what would you like to know about creativity and expressing? Who do you think you are, Madonna? Express yourself. One of her songs was Express Yourself. That's what he played in my head, and then he cracked up and said, Who do you think you are, Madonna? Too funny. He's got a sassy spirit. All right. Yeah, so, a big piece here of creativity that they want you to know here is got the Spirit of Wands and the Eight of Swords. So the Spirit of Wands, of course, is your higher self and your energy. Eight of Swords is, being aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that limit you. And it's like you're the only one that can limit you, when it comes to, creativity and expressing yourself. It's only us that holds ourselves back, right? And we've got the Eight of Swords is our fears, and when we're in fear, that's we talk about how that takes us out of our creativity. And when we're feeling like writer's block, and musicians have that with music, writing music and different things that just like, and it's because they're so stuck in their head, and it's taking them into fears and concerns and overthinking about what would people want, blah 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 blah. But when you connect to your passion with the King of Wands, the Spirit of Wands, it's a big piece of you know you share your heart, not concerned about what people are going to think and blah blah blah. And it's so pure, it's so full of energy with that King of Wands. That's what attracts people, is not the well, this is the way it needs to say so people get it, blah, blah, blah. It's like, how would you express it? If you could stand in the middle of a crowd and share an emotion, how would you bring that through music? How would you bring it through words, right? And you also have the Heart of Cups, the Queen of Cups, all about the emotion. So here she is, it's like these two cards were like this, and then there's this card. You have two more cards and then another one. And this is the avenues, the connectors, right? So the thing that connects you and allows you to bring forward your creativity and your music is so much about getting out of the head and into your heart, which whoops, things are thrown around here. There we go. Things are flying, 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 flying. And the any kind of blocks that you feel that you have here, with the nine of wands and the spirit of swords is connecting higher, seeing things from a higher perspective. And the nine of wands is any kind of blockage that we have in our energy. They're saying that it comes from the mind, because here's the other connector, which is the 10 of swords. All those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about what are they going to think, what are they going to think, what do they want, what do they want, oh, our mind will tell us, oh, you gotta be successful. This is how you're gonna be successful. You gotta do it this way. And it's like when we get caught up in the future outcomes, that's what takes us off track, and that's what takes us out of the moment where we have creativity. We get sucked too far into the past and too far into the future. We're gone. We're not here anymore. So we're not there to receive the creativity. We're not able to do that. So there's a difference between reflecting on a past thing and writing down the emotions and then creating around that. If we just regurgitate and go back to the pain, then we're sucked back there and we're not here now. And then what are you gonna do? You can't write right now if you're took a time machine to the past or time machine to the future. We need to come back to right here, right now. So it's an important thing here for you to be present in the moment, and that allows the creativity, to flow there. Yeah, organic stuff, beautiful, absolutely. If you have a chance to read Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, it's an amazing book. Or if you get Praying Mantis membership, again in the future, like you were saying, we just finished reading it, and so it's on the book playlist for Praying Mantis members. If you want to, listen to me read it, book on tape. so, so you have that there. So that's what Curdy has for you there. So I like that. Many blessings to you on that one. And then let's move on to your rainbow unicorn. Question number 2. And so you feel like you're evolving creatively, especially with writing lyrics and and whatnot. Okay. And so your question is, how are you evolving with self-expression, and how would it continue to expand and grow? Great question. Let's take a look here. Let's shuffle these up. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know here. So, how are you evolving with self-expression? Okay. There. And how will you continue to grow? All right. And those there. All right. I like it. You have the full card on the bottom of the deck, which this energy is all about, you know, no limitations, like looking at life like a child with all these possibilities instead of all these rules. The full card is such a beautiful, adventure type of energy where nothing's impossible. And it's like whoever wrote from Willy Wonka, um, the one that they sing I'm thinking about the first Willy Wonka, not the one that just came out. But it's, they sing a song when he's talking about the candy and everything. It's really touching. And it's like that type of fantasy of like, wow, it could be Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, it's that kind of, anything is possible type of energy, and I liked all the energy of, that they were creating and doing such amazing things, they had no limits, right? That's the kind of energy that they're showing there with all of that. And let's see here, so, you wanna know here, how are you evolving with self-expression? So that was the first one here. Yeah. And then here's the connection. Okay. So you have the star card, wish upon a star, right? So you're evolving with self-expression, I feel like there's this clarity around your dream, and it has the justice card, which allows you to really see it clearly, getting out of your head with all the supposed tos and the shoulds, the need tos. So I feel like, you've had this transformation, even with the five of wands, of your energy from feeling conflicting and lower vibrational energies to higher vibrational energies. And I feel like it's been such a big piece um, of your self-expression because you're getting out of your head and the lower energies, and you're allowing yourself to see things from a higher perspective, a different perspective. And so rather than focusing in on being trapped in the low, you are actually able to look at things from the high as well, and have this, we always talked about how you're, all this five energy of change, where you start off with lower vibration and you bring everyone to the higher vibration. It's not a sad song, it's a sad to happy song. It's a low to high, type of things, right? You said you don't know, you feel really happy now about writing. Yeah. And so there's this expression, and then, something that's helping you here, again, another bridging card is the Six of Cups, which is the flow of emotion. But I also feel like with all the energies that we have coming in astrologically, I feel like you're tapping into some lower past life emotion from before. And we talked about how you've been in music through several lifetimes. And so I feel like some things just come naturally, some things feel comfortable. And I feel like when you write and you do music, in a way connect to these past lifetimes where it really enjoyed expressing yourself that way, right? And let's see. And then so I feel like that's how you're evolving with self-expression, is you're just really clearing away the clutter to where you're really getting to be able to be descriptive about things. Yeah. And this is what you will continue to do. You'll continue to expand by looking at the conflict between your head and your heart and the emotional confusion. So it's this clarity that comes in with here. And the more you journal, the more you do the lyrics, the more you understand what feels right and what needs a little more understanding from yourself to be able to communicate it right. Sometimes we just have this emotion that I've been feeling for a long time, but if I need to tell someone how I feel, I'm just like, I have to make a noise. I just feel, "Ugh," and they're like, "Okay, I get it," So, yeah, descriptive as hell. Yeah. And here you have the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles too. So the Nine of Swords is, getting to the ending of fearing things, but this is like, the Eight of Pentacles is this energy of putting in the work and things progressing. And I feel like this is what you're looking at and sharing are the fears I had, right? It's like, the Monsters in the Closet, that's the album name, right? The Monsters in the Closet. Maybe someone already used it, but it's like these are the things that was afraid of that I forgot was in there, or the monsters under the bed. It's like all this, type of energy that allows you to get the emotions out and then describe it, And then, this is what you'll continue to do as you're looking at the emotions that pop up and the situations that come up. You're like, all right, so this is what comes next. You don't even, I don't feel like you're going to have to, like, okay, I've got to write this song. I've got to write this song. And I feel like you just are in the creative process where you create a song. Once that's done, then the next one comes to you. And then the next one comes to you. It's not like you have to, like, well, I have to have this many songs and they have to be out with these different things. I feel like they just come out. So I like that. Been journaling a lot. I love it. I can't stop smiling. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So that's what they have for that one. I'm loving it. And then your third question, the happy face. That one down here. So, what do your spirit guides want to say, or what do they want you to know currently? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see, do we have anything here? All right. Okay. They went to those, and then they also, whoops, stop. They also want to give you one of these Divina Serenity Oracle. Let me break them out of their box here. They were just over here evidently waiting. So we'll pull that card here. All right. Right, there it is. It's over there out of the way. And you've got gratitude. Look at there, you smiling. And let's see what message comes with that. So the gratitude oracle card symbolizes the power of gratitude. We talk about that a lot on this channel. And the abundance that comes from recognizing life's blessings. It reminds you to be grateful for the things that you have and don't have. Take time each day to reflect on the things that you're grateful for, both big and small. Cultivate a mindset of appreciation and let it guide your thoughts and actions. The young female looking upward represents innocence and openness. It's a reminder to approach life with a sense of wonder and curiosity, like we're talking about with the Fool's card. Appreciating the beauty and the magic that unfolds each day. Just as she reaches out for the falling flowers, you're being encouraged to reach out and take hold of the blessings that surround you. Seek opportunities to express your gratitude. Show appreciation for the people, experiences, and opportunities that come your way. Let your gratitude flow outwards, nurturing connections and spreading positivity. Remember the transformative power of appreciation, and by cultivating, I'm making up words, cultivating gratitude in your life, you can shift your perspective, attract more blessings, and experience a deeper sense of joy and fulfillment. So, yeah, they're wanting you to know just about the gratitude, and focusing on that, helps grow things in your life too. So, it's the attitude of gratitude is higher vibrational energy. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah. Again, we've got the, innocence of swords, which is seeing things from a higher perspective, which is the higher vibration, right? Have thoughts of gratitude, have this attitude of gratitude. Five of Wands is again transforming your energy. You had this one already that came up here. And the Seven of Pentacles, just be patient, don't rush. You have all the time in eternity. There's no like, I got to get to this. Enjoy each moment, be grateful, and sit in that gratitude each moment, and everything else takes care of it. When we feel rushed, it's because our ego, our little fearful little inner child, is has added some sort of time bound thing to us to for our acceptability and lovability, and says, well, you have to have this. to be lovable. So you got to get there. It's like, no, I'm 100% unconditionally and eternally loved right now. I don't need anything else. The rest of it's an adventure and an expression of that love that you have inside. So I like that. So that is what they have for you, Super Supernova. I know. Wow. All right. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your multiple donations. I appreciate that. And then Mimi, you are up next. Thank you for your donation. Let's give that some love and a like since it lets me here. And you said you'd like to get a love message for you and your person. And then I think you said something down here below. What's your outcome with Patrick, your interest? Okay, so we'll put all those in together there. I'm just going to take another sip here. Say the frog is trying to get loose. I can feel it. It's hiding on a lily pad right here. So sorry. All right, Mimi, let's take a look here. So, a love message for you and the person. And what are the outcomes? All right. Let's reshuffle those real quick. All right. So, love message for you and your person. And then your second part of your question, which was, what's the outcome? All right. So, let's see what your love messages are here. Okay. All right. And what's the outcome? All right. So, yeah, I mean, I like this message for you here because you've got the Naked Heart coming in here, which is a card that is specific to this deck. It's card number 22 in the Major Arcana. Most decks only have 21, and then the World card. But this is about pursuing your heart, and the Eight of Wands is allowing this energy and this passion to flow. And so there is this kind of message from spirit here about allowing your heart to be vulnerable, allowing yourself to share from your heart and not worry about, "Well, what are they going to think, because it's important for you to, share what's coming from your heart. It doesn't mean on first dates we go, I love you, I want to marry you, I have 10 children. And you're like, yeah, 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 yeah. It's a difference of like, you know what? I really like you. You're like unique. It's that kind of sharing, not trying to, imprison them with all the expectations, right? So the Eight of Swords is you having becoming aware of your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about love that have restricted you, kept you feeling binded and bound and trapped. So this is like what we were talking about here with, we will hold back our heart. We will, have these energetic blocks that don't allow us to get through it here when we have all that, right? And so there's an important piece that spirit wants you to know around love is we're all given and inundated with a ton of supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's and musts. And we're like, this is how it has to go. There's a lot of pressure. When we have so many expectations around love, sucks the wind out of the sail. It just takes so much just to meet expectations to get to ground zero. Instead, if we bring our expectations down and we're giving that, look how much abundance there is. But if my expectations go up here, all of this is just exhausting because we have to try to get up to here just to get to where we're like, all right, we have what we're expected. Now let's start to live. Instead, we live in lack instead of living in abundance and overflowing. So I feel like it's an important thing to know to get through this energetic barrier, to really question our thoughts and beliefs, and that allows you to, free up that, that type of energy that comes in there. Um, the outcome that comes in here, there is happiness. The Four of Wands can be marriage card too, but it's joy, celebration. And the Ten of Wands is about letting go of all the energy that's being invested and super focusing it. And again, it comes back to that, there's the 9 of wands, and then there goes the 10 of wands. And so there's this energy that comes in with that where, um, you know, when we have all of these things that we feel have to happen, that's where the exhaustion comes in, right? We're just like, oh God, I'm there's so much energy, so much that we are pouring into trying to have the relationship be what we're told it's supposed to be, instead of getting rid of so much of that, allowing our hearts to go on this adventure together and not be like, well, it has to be this or I'm not lovable, or it has to be this or you're a jerk, whatever. And it's like there's this freedom that comes in. That's where the joy comes in, when we're able to be in the moment and not try to control everything, and to get out of our heads, get out of those things. And it just allows us to feel abundant. So like when I usually get invited to a wedding, I'll put it in the card that, remember when you met each other when you had no expectations, you know, celebrate each other. And that's the whole thing, is when we meet someone, we got they're giving us this, right? And we have no expectations because we didn't even know them. And so they're this, and we're like, oh my God, they're so wonderful. We're so excited for them, right? And then we start hanging out. They ask us on a date, and we're like, oh, little expectations happen. We start dating quite a bit. We start dating exclusively. We get engaged. They're becoming less and less amazing. And then suddenly we get married. We're like, why did they change? Why aren't they giving me what they used to? And it's like, they have not changed. Our expectations of each other change. And that's what, sucks the life out of it, right? You need to chill out. Yeah, right? So, I like that, that self-awareness, right? We're like, "Yeah, yeah," but it's normal. It's what happens. That's why relationships can be so, conflicting, because we each all have these long list of supposed tos, and they're not the same. We think everyone has the same, but we don't, and then that's why there's these. And when we just try to get rid of all the expectations, if we can release them, going, this is opinion, this is not what I want, the more we can let go of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and wants, we can truly celebrate who someone is. And can you imagine a relationship where, rather than focusing on judging whether someone is doing everything on our list or not, that we're celebrating who they are? And so instead of the nagging each other about you're not doing this and you're not being this and you're not doing that, which pushes people away, instead we're like making gratitude our lifestyle, where we're sincerely saying, you know what I love about you is, like, you never give up on your friends. When so and so Larry, when he was doing all that, and most people would have left, but you stood by them, and I love that about you. And it's like, wow, can you imagine if someone told you something like that just once a day? Would it be like, or even once a week? you know, because we're so focused on what's wrong, what we're fearing, all that stuff. When we change our life to gratitude, we can truly be, grateful, sincerely, not just like, I think you're great, because that's empty, right? Anyone can say that. But when you give specifics, it just really gets down there, right? So I like that. I like that for you. That's what they have for you right now, there, Mimi. So hopefully that helps a little bit. And thank you again for your donation. Hey, Jeep. No, no, I'm still going to be on for another hour. So you're good to go if you want to make another donation. Absolutely, feel free. All right, and then Brenda. Let me bring this over here and delete that, since we're going to use that right now. All right. So Brenda, welcome back. So, so from your donation last night, so question from yesterday for today with Eric and Love, please. He's now being open, and May too, because wow, yeah, right. Hey, maybe I should go back to school and become like a relationship counselor. Nah, I don't want to go to school. We'll just channel spirit. They know more about what's going on anyway. But thank you for that. That's very kind. So let's take a look here and see what spirit wants you to know here about for today with Eric and Love. What do they want you to know here? All right. Oh, I love that. So, and I don't know, did we get this yesterday too? Um, but well, on the bottom of the deck, look at this. You got the Naked Heart and the Two of Cups. So definitely when we share our heart, right? Not our fears and our mind, but when we share that unconditional love purely from our heart, that's what builds these, relationships. This and I like how they have this sharing like an artery or a vein that goes in between, where it's like um it just becomes this give and this take. Like a heartbeat is, you know, we send love to them and they send love back, and we send love to them and they send love back. And if we send love and they don't give love back, that means there's a heart attack going on in the relationship. And it's like, oh, here we go, right? We have this love that will give anyway. And they're like, oh, that's right, boop. Or, clear, beep, and revive it. And I love that coming in here. Yeah. So let's take a look here. Yeah. So we've got here 10 of Pentacles is a relationship card, and you have the Four of Swords, peace of mind. I like that. Spirit going, just put your mind at rest. You have this successful, destined relationship to be with each other. And like we said, it just takes movement and clear communication, leaving the fears behind and replacing those with higher thinking, seeing things from that greater perspective, and that allows this movement to happen in between the two of you. And so I like that it's clear communication, realizing, like we talked about last night, when there's pain and when there's heartache, you know it's important to nurture ourselves. And then if we care and love someone, then we also will nurture them. You got two threes, the Empress and the Three of Swords, which is about birthing things and creating this new way of communicating with one another. Like we talked about last night, realizing, you know, um, I have a trigger and I'm working on that, and I would like you to gently remind me when I trigger. And like like we were saying, I think it was a birthday clown. Yeah, it was like, just remind me, just say, hey, have you seen any birthday clowns lately? That's me, me identifying, oh yeah, you recognizing that I'm going in that trigger direction. And that reminds me I can dial this back. It's something funny and something, you know or unless you're scared of clowns, then you're like, oh, don't mention clowns. But it's like, or a spider, if it's itsy bitsy spider what walks up the water spout. If it's something that you guys can communicate with each other and make each other laugh. Like, there's this one friend of mine that was they were in one of my direct reports when I was in corporate life. um, when I first met her, and then we became friends, lifelong after that. But she was dating who became her husband now, and they were baking brownies or something, with some sort of mix where she was like, why are you putting the eggs in now? We add that later. And he's like, well, no, we do it here. They kind of got in a little tiff about it. And she was like, it's so frustrating. And I'm like, well, why do you think it's that I took his side just to play devil's advocate? I go, yeah, you're supposed to do it then. What? And I'm like, see, you never know. How do you know your way is the right way? Or maybe there's more than one way. Maybe he grew up learning something some way, and you grew up, you learned a different way. But now, rather than jump on someone about what they're doing, I go, just be curious and in a nice way go, that's interesting how you're doing that. Why do you do it that way? And then be inquisitive instead of judgmental. And then there's this beautiful, you know, communication instead of a fight. And her husband knew me too, her boyfriend at the time. And so she came back to her next one-on-one and she goes like, "Oh my god, I tried what you said." And I go, "Oh, how'd that go?" He goes, "Have you been talking to Zen?" You know? And she's like, "Yes." And they busted up laughing and it became a funny thing. And they still do it to this day. And it's been probably 15, 20 years. And they say they still joke about it. Sometimes they'll be in the kitchen and they'll just be like, "Why that's interesting. Why are you doing that way?" And they just laugh. It's like it became a fun thing for them, but it kept them from fighting, and then they, changed their approach. So I like that for you, and I feel like that's what's gonna unfold here is you're gonna develop your own unique way to communicate and just be aware of each other in what's going on there. And I feel like that's something new, right, for relationships in general, but I like it for you. So hopefully that helped, Brenda, and many blessings to you. I'm so happy um, for you there. I did see you had like a smiley face on your donation last night, so I go, that looked good. Good sign, right? All right. So many blessings to you, and we'll continue moving down the list here. All right, and Supernova, thank you so much. Oh no, the poop emoticon. You're so funny. So I'm just gonna take a sip here. I think it is jarring loose. Yay! All right. So Nova. So I think it was for yeah. So number 4 with the 100%. Thank you for the sticker and the additional donations here. So what do you need to know about the solar eclipse from the one and only spirit guides? You're so funny. Yeah, and then of course I did put out a new moon in Aries pick a card that talks about how to make the most of this new moon energy that's joined with the solar eclipse. So be sure to check that out so you can make the most of those donations. Donations, making the most of those energies. Sorry, there's like this whirlwind of leaves right outside my window. Easily distracted sometimes. All right, let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? I'm glad Spirit, you know, is right on the money. All right, let's take a look here. So this eclipse here, I do feel like it's a day here with the Heart of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. She's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So it is a day to really be aware of your nurturing yourself both in mind and in motion and energy and in physical body. And even if you can get out into some nature on that day, just don't look at the sun, but get out in nature and, just feel that beautiful energy that comes in there. I like that. That's on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it does bring you peace of mind here. I just feel like this new moon in Aries does this beautiful balancing energy that comes in with the 7 of Swords allows us to see what of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have limited us and thieved from us in the past. But the 4 of Swords is that like the solar eclipse energy just brings this clarity that's coming in here, mixed with the Mercury retrograde that we're in right now, which Mercury is about usually it's about outside communication, outside movement and transportation, that type of thing. But the retrograde turns us in here for our inner communication, realizing our self-talk, realizing what are the words that I'm hearing in my head. And this is why you get this clarity that comes in. Yeah, and even emotions. You're seeing here this, energy of um releasing the emotions that no longer serve you too. So the mind, it's this release that come in. And then Aries energy, it's all about new beginnings, right? And a new moon is about what you released from the last full moon and what you're planting new. So it's like you're using this solar eclipse energy to really burn away thoughts that don't serve you, emotions that don't serve you. And in that heat of this energy, you're transforming it into higher wisdom and higher knowledge that comes in here. Yeah. You just can't make it up. Innocence of pentacles, innocence of swords, which is new beginnings, new thoughts, new beliefs, new mindsets with the innocence of swords, new opportunities that you see that open up, and looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way too, because of these awarenesses that come in. You even have the justice card on the bottom, which is again balancing out the difference between the lower vibrational things and the higher vibrational things. So definitely there's this rebirthing energy that comes in, with that energy. So I feel like that is how they just want to let you know, just to prepare for that. And definitely check out the videos, because I feel like there's pick a cards and information within those, and even the eclipse video that I posted all of them at the beginning, and so they've got this, ideas and how to make the most of the eclipse energy, how to make the most of the new moon wishes. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do on Monday when the solar eclipse is there. Within 8 hours of the new moon, after the new moon, allows you to plant things and allow you to transform things too. Oh, damn! I know, right? All right. So I'm excited. All right. So thank you for the 100% and then the poop icon. Yay. At least they're smiling. And thank you for that donation. There's that question number 5 there. So you have what wise, creative, great, cool messages does Kurt's spirit want to say? That's funny. I feel like they're wanting to bring in here from the Ask Your Guides Oracle here. So let's see what they bring in here. Super cool, creative. All right, let's take a look here. All right. Well, the capital T truth. Here you go, higher self. Card number 10. Peeking through the veil. Beautiful. So let's see what they have here. Honesty, clarity, observation, confrontation. Says your higher self, or Kurt in this case, he encourages you to honestly examine all self defeating behaviors so you can finally become free of them. Do not deny or ignore those habits and tendencies that harm your body and spirit any longer. Ask for help as you look within. Every person has personal challenges and places where they can grow. You do not have to face these self defeating challenges alone. However, your higher self cannot help you with any problem until you admit it exists in the first place. This is the time, for example, to admit your increasing debt so you can begin looking for ways to cut corners rather than continue to overspend. It's also the time to acknowledge your addictive behaviors and seek to discover what's really troubling you instead of burying your feelings in food, alcohol, work, or gambling. It is the moment to recognize that you have chosen to stay in a harmful relationship out of fear of assuming full responsibility for yourself, and instead start to gain some self esteem so you can move on. Until you honestly admit you have a problem, you are controlled by it. In other words, your higher self, or Kurt, lovingly invites you to get to the source of your troubles so together you can find real solutions once and for all. As Carl Jung is quoted, when the diagnosis is correct, the healing begins. It's time to make the proper diagnosis now. And Kurt's message to you, the truth will set you free. All right. So there you go, his little message. And I can imagine, Kurt had those challenges when he was on the planet. So he's like, no judgment on his part, just advice that they want to give you there. All right. So that's what they have, Supernova. So woo woo woo. It's all part of setting ourselves free from so many of the mindsets, right? Getting out of our head, getting out of our head, getting out of our head is a big piece of all that. Yep, I know, right? Whoop. You are very welcome, and thank you again for all your multiple donations. I really appreciate those. You're so sweet. All right. So Jeep, thank you for your additional donation. Let's give that some love and a like there. And question below, how will your relationship be with your old friends, Musi and Vincent? You blocked them for a while. All right. Let's take a look here. All right. So based on current energy, how will it be? And what else do they want you to know here? Okay. All right. There's this, we'll see what these other cards here in a second, but I feel like it's different between the two of them. I feel like they're kind of very drastic personalities. One feels very fiery. It'll take a little bit of time to transform the heat that they feel into something more loving, and that's because they saw you as, the seven of wands, um that, oh, you think you're better than me, and this is because of they have lower self-esteem, and so when you were when in their mind you were trying to put yourself above them, and they're like, wow, and this is where the conflict started within them, right? Whereas the other one, the one that's more emotional, more, gentle, um they feel things very deeply here, right? And the Spirit of Cups, the King of Cups, they balance their head and their heart. So I feel like whoever this one is, that they want to make things right. They hate being at odds. Whereas the other one kind of usually gets in a lot of fights and arguments. So I feel like you know which one is which. And yeah, there's no buts when it's relationships, right? Well, butt heads, right? We're butting heads and we're butt heads when, everyone wants everyone has a dream, right? Everyone wants to be loved, everyone. And when there's conflict, when there's problems, yeah, if you block if you feel abused, that's fight or flight, right? Whenever there's fear involved, we all turn into 2-year-olds and we all have fights. We either fight and then run or just run, right? Or run and fight and then run again. But you have this relationship that's has to be taken care of first. If someone rejected you, are you just going to open your arms and take them back? Probably not, because we have this fear they're going to do it again. Unless we have real honest, real communication with people and go, you know what, and if you feel you like, I'm sorry I blocked you. This is why I do it. When I feel threatened, I run, and for some reason my little child inside of me felt unsafe and out of control, and this is why I did that. And it's something I'm working on, and I'm sorry that I did that. And when we're honest and open and we have this clear communication, That's what builds friendships. That's what build relationships. Otherwise, we're just going to be in constant attack and retreat, attack and retreat, attack and, retreat, right? Um, so when if we truly want friendships with them, then we need to develop communication and we really need to understand one another, right? Otherwise, we're just going to be triggering and blocking each other all the time, right? I'll look into that sec. We're still doing your other questions first. You're like, okay, okay, let's move on. It's like, no, you will not if you don't, transform the relationships because when you block people out of fear, then they're fearful and they don't want to open up and take chances together. It's like it's unstable. The relationship is unstable. So why do you want to do anything when you have an unstable relationship with each other, right? Because they were always going to be wondering, and then you own the channel, and then if we do something you don't like, you're just going to reject us, so they won't you know um, be able to um, have that come together here. So let's see what else they have over here too. Yeah, it's the 2 of Wands is all about the focus of your energy, determines how you guys get along and what you will do in the future. If you continue, the energy of, they're jealous, they're rich, they're abusive, they don't take no's. This is a lot of judgments against them instead of really communicating, right? And if we if we have that and we're pointing fingers, there's 3 fingers pointing back at us, of course. But if someone's pointing fingers at you, that's immediate fight. Those are fighting actions, right? If anyone ever goes like this, it's like you can just feel it bubbling up within you. You do this, and you're like, "Oh, really? Are we talking? Let me talk about what you do." It becomes a fight, right? But when we realize what I pick up on other people, you know, then how am I jealous? How am I, abusive? How do I not take no for an answer? You know, we can look at it and go, because everyone's a mirror, right? They're always showing us what we want to see about ourselves. And so when we look at those things, we come back to us and we go, okay, if I'm feeling like I need to point at something in someone, that's lower vibrational. There's a fear and there's something happening in here. Otherwise, we'd just have a really smooth relationship with everyone. But mirrors show us like we recognize things in other people, positive things that we recognize within ourselves, but also the irritating things that irritate us in others means there's something like that within ourselves. May not be the exact, but it's the same flavor where we're like, I don't like how they're, like I don't like how they don't that like they don't take no for an answer. And it's like, I wonder how I do that to myself or I do that to others. And it's like, yeah, I see, So there's this energy of, if you want to have close relationships, then you have to get vulnerable, you have to open up, and you have the 4 of Wands, you have the Heart of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. So it's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, 4 of Wands, joy, 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 celebration, but equal balanced energies too. And so it's important with these cards to come in here. If you do want to, make things, you know, um, like a bond between you as brothers or great friends, and you want to be able to do things and touch the world together, got to start with yourself and then look at how vulnerable you can be with each other and honest and apologize where you feel you need to apologize. Don't expect apologies from anyone else. Give yourself the apology you're looking for, and um, and then look at how you can mend the relationships. If you're expecting other people to do it, then They're if everyone's expecting everyone else to do it, guess what? No one's gonna do it. Yeah. Yeah, and that's okay, you know? If it's truly something we want, we will put the effort into it, and we will do it. If we don't wanna do it, and we're trying to do it out of fear or do it out of something else, we procrastinate and we just give up easy. So, we can decide, is it something that I really want? Is it worth all the energy and time? But definitely, you will learn through it about yourself. That's the biggest thing is come back and sweep in front of your own door and realize, "Okay, what was my part in all this?" Not, "Well, they do this and they do that and they do that." That's excuses, you know? It doesn't matter. Anyone that does anything in the outside world, it just is. But our stories, our emotions, our energy, our actions are within our control. And so our triggers are whatever bubbled up. No one can hurt us. No one can make us angry. No one can do anything. That's all triggering inside of us. And that's for us to look at. But it also takes us off the hook of everyone else's actions and whatever are their choice too. So I don't have to solve and, rescue and do whatever in the outside world. I just come back and take care of me and look at my triggers. And then I change, and then suddenly the outside world seems to change too, because we don't see the world as it actually is. We see the world according to what's happening in here. And when this changes, so does that. It's amazing. So, yeah. So, it'd be like, um, I'd be surprised if they respond, you know, because I do feel like they're waiting, you know, they want stability, and the instability of the friendship, um, you know, has caused caution, right? And so their little inner child goes, "Uh-oh, the rejector is back," you know? That's what their little inner child goes, "Oh, that's the person that rejects this when I don't do what they want. Be careful," you know? So they have this kind of stuff, and the same thing inside of us, right? Oh, these are the attackers. Your little inner child is like, these are the people that bully us, that don't take no for an answer. It's like, what's going on in here, right? So that's what they have for you, Jeep Jeep. Hopefully that helps a little bit. But it all depends on what energy you're putting forward. Um, you can only control yourself, not anyone else. So that's where the energy can be focused. All right. So many blessings. Thank you for your additional donation. I really appreciate that. And then I'm Vargas. Thank you so much. I'll celebrate your first super chat. Thank you for allowing me to be the first there. Let's give that some love and a like there. And I think I saw you mention something up above. So let's scroll up here and we'll find that here. You need a positive message today. You feel so down. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, you have it right underneath your donation there. So let's take a look here. You want to know, what are your husband's true feelings towards you? He's Pisces and you're Libra. Rumors are he texts another female. You don't know if it's just a friend or he's cheating on you. All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit wants you to know here. I know it's always one of the funnest things in relationships, right? Trust, especially when humans break trust all over the place. So, I know. So let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know here? What are your husband's true feelings for you? Okay. And then we'll just ask the question, is he cheating? Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't get that type of energy here. I mean, how he feels about you, you have the sun card, which is joy, celebration, a bright light in their life here. So the way they feel about you is very, like you bring warmth, you bring brightness into their life. You're a source of joy for them because they also have the 10 of cups. So they have a lot of emotion, a lot of love and for you here. And even the chariot card, which is Cancer sign, there's a lot of emotion that comes with the chariot, and it's the power of choice that comes in with all of this here. Um, so I mean, these are how he feels about you. So, you know, it just feels like, I just feel like this is the two of you in it together. I just don't feel, there is conflict, like any relationship between the head and the heart and with each other, maybe with the Five of Swords. But the Innocence of Swords is about seeing things from a higher perspective and stepping away from fears. Even on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Movement of Pentacles, which the Knight of Pentacles is solid, but it's movement and it is a journey of self-worth, though. That Knight is on a quest about what am I worth? And, you know, these types of things come up for us to, face those fears. We have this long list of, I used to think I had people, 3 out of my 5 relationships, they went outside the relationship. And, afterwards, when I was doing my inner work, I realized, with spirit, they were like, what what I was wanting to learn through all of that was how I was cheating on myself. And it's interesting, when they talk about that, it's like when we're, um, self-love, self-worth comes from self, right? Inward and upward. This is who defines me. But when I look outside of myself to my relationships to define me and my worth, I'm cheating on my higher self with them. And so when we have fears of like, oh, when they do that, we're taught this, right? When someone goes outside the marriage or flirts or does something, that means I'm not good enough. That means I'm not lovable. It means I'm unworthy of love. And I'm afraid I'll never find love again if they leave me. Fear, 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 right? And it's like, but when we take a step back and we realize that their actions are about them, the fear that's going on inside of them, the emptiness that's going inside of them. I can't make them happy. I can't make them full. No one can make me happy. No one can make me full. That's my job. I can only make myself happy. I can only choose happiness and find it in here. Everything in the outside world just mirrors back to me how I'm not happy, because I'm looking out there for my happiness instead of where I can find it, right? And so, we do have this, opportunities that come up with this Knight of, Pentacles, and the Six of Swords is this, movement here of moving away from our fears and moving in, to new ways of thinking and have movement and change of thought that comes in here, right? So I don't feel, I mean, when I asked, is he cheating on you? Yeah, we have Innocence of Cups, Innocence of Heart, Page of Cups. And so I don't feel like that is saying that they're cheating. I just feel like they're trying to find their inner self-love, and this is the journey here for you. I do feel like they do love you quite a bit here. Yeah, he loves you. Well, he loves to put doubt on you because you're far away. Hey, Ashley. Yeah, yeah. I'm still gonna be on for about 30 more minutes. Well, 20 more minutes. So I still have time for another donation. Um, so you're working so hard on yourself, you put into practice what you say, no matter what I feel I may cause. Yeah. And there's getting into the heart of what the fear is, especially if the fear keeps coming up and you're exhausted. Trying to go, "Okay, okay, okay," but not looking at the fears and facing the fears, it's still existing, and if it's demanding to be looked at, it'll keep coming up, so I say 80-20 rule, right? Spend 80% of my time focusing on higher vibrational things, unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude, and 20% on those emotions that are, going. hey, 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 demanding it needs to be, to be heard, right? Um, so, I like this. He's child, he loves to be a kid when I'm with him. Yeah. So this is all about you though, this is all a reflection for you to look back inside of yourself. So your fears and everything that are coming up are not them. They agreed to be a mirror for you to show you what you want to see about yourself until you see it. So they'll keep showing you this, keep bringing up these triggers. And if they're emotions that are rooted in fear, then there's things that we can look at and transform. And if we don't, they'll just keep coming up more and more and more and more and more as well. So I don't feel like there's this, that there's cheating energy that's coming in there with that page of cups. I just feel like, they're trying to find their self-love on the inside. And yeah, you know, we try to fill it up with all these types of things. And so, yeah, they may flirt. I just don't feel like they're in a relationship with anyone or doing anything with anyone. But I do feel like they have that energy of, yeah, you know, they're on their own little journey going on over there. They got their own fears that are triggering and firing all over the place. But you get to look at yours and go, okay, um, why am I, what are my triggers when I feel that? Why does it scare me so much? What am I fearing? And really look at it. Oh, I'm fearing that if they meet someone else, they're gonna leave me. Okay, so what if they leave me? What am I afraid of? I'm afraid I'll be alone forever. All right. What if? Let's say, what if you were alone forever? Well, then I would feel this way. Okay, what if that? And we get to the root of it, and we understand, that we are, you know, we're all on the same journey of wanting a dream, wanting love, wanting to be loved, but we're all in the same, boat of low self-esteem from earlier in our lives. And so we've got all these fears and thoughts and beliefs about try to define our lovability, but they're all lies. When we turn inward and upward and we find the eternal unconditional love, we're like, ah, there it is. You know, that's what that page of cups is all about, is finding the higher love that's in here. Then I don't need anyone else's validation. I don't need anyone else's love, but I want it. It becomes above and beyond extra though. It doesn't become my sustenance and I freak out that I'm not going to have it. I'm like, I can take it or leave it because I'm full from the inside out. And that's where our strength comes in. Our inner strength comes in when we find the love that we're looking for inside of here. And then we're like, all right, then we can look at the world differently and we see the world differently. And it's not so scary as it is before. All right. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Just know that, you know, you are unconditionally and eternally loved by the universe, by the mother and father of all things, our creator. They love us. So this little human, bleep, why do we let them define us? No, I'm defining it by they think I'm priceless. I'm going to take that. I'm not going to take the retail price of the outside world where I end up on a clearance rack, right? All right. So hang in there. Hang in there. All right. So many blessings, my dear. Take some deep breaths, come out of fear, and then you can see things more clearly too. Okay. All right. And then HTTPS, thank you for your additional donation. Let me give that a love and a like here. So you asked your free question before. Cancel it. You'll donate. And your question was, should you stick with the work you do now or find another one? Okay. Yeah, let's take a look here. All right. Bless you too. Hang in there. Okay. Yay. Yay. Go to work. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Many blessings. All right. So HTTPS. Is it best for you to stick where you are or find another one till the moment when the opportunities present themselves. All right. Should you stay or should you go? Bum, 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 bum. All right. Let's see here. All right. Well, what does that mean? You ask for clarity, and then they just give me more. Okay. Excuse me. You know, with this, I feel like it's stay where you're at right now, and because you got the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind, right? And it's like the peace of mind before you have the movement of the endings and the beginnings here. And it's like the burden won't become too much, but it's like you've got other stuff that you're working on the inside that you can be where you are until these opportunities open up July or sooner, right? Because on the bottom of the deck you had the Hermit, which is kind of like stay still, the turtle, stay in there, and the Spirit of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. I'm sorry, this is the King of Pentacles, but they were telling me like stay put, stay still, things will slowly move. But you got the Seven of Wands that comes in here too. Excuse me. So, the Seven of Wands is about shine bright, be yourself, don't dim your light. And but everything they talked about before is a lot of internal and preparation things. And I feel like rather than go to another place and then go to another place again, they're just like, just kind of stay status quo on that outside realm, but do all the inside and, the minds and the heart stuff and the energy and your physical space. And then I feel like, even with the Seven of Wands being 7 July, I feel like that's at the latest, which is only weeks away. So I feel like focusing your energy instead of having this change that disrupts things, keep that kind of copacetic for right now and work on those other things because that's the stuff that brings in things faster. If you spend time and energy doing, finding the new job, doing the new stuff, blah, 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 that just makes it last that long, right? So hopefully that makes sense. You're working from home now. Oh, the Hermit. Yeah, okay. Slow as hell. Yeah. Well, I feel like the more that you clear the clutter of thought and emotion and energy and physical area, that things start to flow, right? And that's when, because the more we raise that love vibration, the faster the everything comes in too. So um, I like it. That makes sense with the Hermit card working from home for sure. But I feel like hanging that and focusing on those other things uh, brings everything faster. So, it's like, yeah, let's do that. Otherwise, you might end up getting a job outside of you, and that takes more time for you to go somewhere and then you spend time there. Instead, no commute is good. Being able to spend time even sorting and clearing and doing all that. So, all right, very good. Now you're chill. I like it. All right, so that's what they have for you. Many blessings. Hey, Shakira, you can definitely add your question, and for anyone, I mean, for the free readings, you can pop them down. I'm only going to be on for about 10 minutes or so. I've got 2 more donations to do, and I'll get those done, I'm sure. And then I'll be coming back later I haven't started the free readings yet, so I'll be coming back later to finish out any free readings that I did not, well, all the free readings I did not get to in this session. So, yeah, I may not be able to get to you in the next 10 minutes, but I will be back. I'm going to go spend about an hour with my Praying Mantis members. and then eat and run an errand, and then I will be back to finish out the free readings, and then I'll be back tonight and tomorrow morning too. Um, but if you want to put your question, I'll definitely try to get to it when I come back for my makeup session, as I call them. All right. Johanna, thank you so much for your donation, additional donation. And let me give that some love and a like. Let me try that again. Like there. There we go. Oops. Yeah, absolutely. We'll do that. All right, Johanna. Hi again. What were the energies left between you and Carlos? Did he look you up on Facebook or something? Uh-oh. All right. Let's take a look here. You're so funny. All right. So what were the energies left? And did they look you up on the social media? Let's see here. All right. I don't feel like he looked you up on social media, but it's weird. We've got, we got some little three of swords, a little bit of heartbreak and disappointment that was going on there. But also, here's that eight of pentacles and the king of cups. King of cups is, I'm all that, with them anyway. It's usually like a really, you know, um, compatible person, and look what I can be, and all of that. But I feel like it just the eight of pentacles energy with the combination of them, they are just like this momentarily. They're like, okay, well, I'm gonna bring that into my, changing me at all, and they'll do that or not. And usually it's the not. They're like, no, that's not something wrong with me. And they just think that they are, as they used to say, all that in a bag of chips back in the probably back in the 80s. And but they're like, yeah, I'm a catch, and I'm strong, and I'm just gonna continue to move forward in the outside world. And that's the kind of energy that was left, is they're just like, oh, they were disappointed, the three of swords. They felt the rejection and those emotions. But stuff, move on, move forward is what they do here. And and they do, they like have this emotional stability, and they just are the wheel of fortune going, okay, this is for me, I'm moving forward. But they have this kind of energy, which is interesting, because we can go too far to one side about, everything that happens in life is for me. And so, okay, so this person was taken out of my life, meaning you. So were taken out of my life because you're not for me. So there's something better. And here we go. And what we don't do in a reflection, going, I wonder if my communication skills can be worked on. Like, I think that was what we were talking about. They realize I don't communicate very well. And it's like, um, did I ever think that? No, no, no. It just means it wasn't for me. But let's move forward. Next. It's a kind of like this, um, I don't know, it's like a I don't know, like a car, someone in a car who says, "Oh, look, a crowd." They just drive through the crowd. They're not like, "Maybe I should honk my horn. Maybe I should get out and walk." They're like, "Oh, no, I can just go through the crowd." Right? And it's like, all right, let's see what's next. Eventually they'll be like, why is this always happening? And eventually they'll, you know, at the appointed time, they will go, okay, I need to reflect on stuff. I can't outrun this train anymore. Smack, right? So that's what comes in there. Too funny. All right. So, yeah, I feel like they get over things very quickly, and um, things maybe eventually bubble to the top. Every once in a while they, especially like if you have too many, things in your pond, you're going to start to see things, or too many bodies buried in your pond. Eventually, things float to the surface, and I feel like they're gonna get to that point, but I don't feel like that's for a while yet for them. Too funny. Yeah, kind of a rejection, you know? It's like, "Oh, oh, oh, well." And then here we go, boom, 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 It's just funny. He's such a just a he's a funny guy, and he presents, he's pretty authentic to a point, but there's a lot bubbling below the surface too, but that's funny. Alright, so thank you, Johanna, and then my last one here, buddy's floating, is going to be and, Ashley, you said you donated. Alright, there you go. I see your donation. Thank you so much on the Cash App. And you wanna know, how does TJ feel about you? You just popped back in. Oh, yep, perfect. So, Ashley, let's take a look here. How does TJ feel? Like, what's their feelings going on inside them? Of course, their feelings have a lot to do with themselves, right? You know, and let's see what we have here. Well, below the surface, we'll see if they recognize it. Got the Two of Cups. So there is this important relationship energy that's below the surface there. So let's see what else we have here. All right. Wow. Well, I feel like they have some pretty strong emotions because even on you have the star card here, which is like dreams come true kind of energy here. And so I feel like this is a lot below the surface here. Um, because we have one card, and four cards. The four cards in the middle, you got the movement of cups, which is the Knight of Cups. So that is movement of emotion, and it's kind of like this knight, riding in on a horse, right? So they've got emotion there. They've got the Judgment card, which is like the higher self calling here. So I do feel like you guys have past life connections with this combination of energies, that there's this draw that you guys have to one another, and it's almost like I shouldn't be feeling this way, but it's because of just how much you know each other in this lifetime, but you got lifetimes where there's these ties that are there. And you also have the Seven of Wands and the Four of Swords. So Four of Swords is peace of mind, and the Seven of Wands is, there's some attraction there too, energetic and physical attraction. But really, with the combination of these energies of the Seven of Wands and the Judgment card, this is where we're talking about those past life energies and past life emotions that bubble below the surface here too. I feel like what's going on with them, we got the Sky Father, which is the Emperor, and I feel like they're really trying to figure things out in their life right now. And that's why maybe they haven't shared anything, done anything, because, the Emperor is like they have all these people telling them what they should do with their life, and they're confused because there's hundreds of people telling them all this different stuff, right? At like an emperor, and they're like, "All right, everyone, leave the throne room." And I feel like they're trying to decide, what do I want for my empire? I have all their advice, but what do I want? They're trying to get out of their head, trying to look at what I want to do, and then I will put a plan together, and then I will take action. But I feel like they're still in that thinking. I don't know what I want for my life. I don't know sure what I want with everything. And even like their, the star card, which is their dreams come true, they're even like questioning that, right? And going, what is it? My dream come true. I've been told all this, but is it? And I want to revise it first, and and then see if how everything fits, and then I'll take action. So very much in their head. Yeah, I can see here. You're very private, yeah, because we got the Temperance card, slow roll, and, the Spirit of Swords, the King of Swords, a lot in their head and their mind. So they do a lot of thinking here, and that's where they're at right now. But there is all that emotion, that attraction, and um, I don't know if that resonates about feeling like I just have this draw to them that I can't explain. Well, when you realize and think about past lives, you're like, yeah, that feels right. It's like there's these connections that go beyond this, lifetime because it's, connections to past lifetimes. So that's what I feel is coming in there. Oh, very good. So we'll see how long it takes them here. Let me see. I'll do a quick timing card just to see if they'll give us any time. It all depends on their energy and how much they're putting into it, but it'll be at dawn at some point. Yeah, right. And it has to do with those past lives, right? I do that too. Yeah. So within 3 months, look at the kitty kitty. Within 3 months at dawn. So I feel like they will, you'll get more answers here within the next 3 months, but I like it. So hopefully that is helpful for you there, Ashley. And thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And for everyone else, let me see what's this. Oh yeah, let me keep that. Put that over here. All right. So I'm going to grab screenshots here. And for everyone that had free readings, I did not start any of the free readings. I know that's kind of becoming a thing a little lately here. So I appreciate your patience. Donations are how I live. And so I appreciate you being patient with all of these delays. We all learn patience, right? But I will be back. So I'm taking screenshots right now. And so when I return, I will come back and complete the free readings in order, first come, first serve. And it'll probably be 2.5 hours or so, maybe three. See, it's 1, 2, 3, like probably 2.5 hours or so. I'll be back because I do need to run an errand too. And then I will complete the readings. And when I'm done, I'll put a comment and pin it at the end of on the video, the order in which the readings were completed, so that you can find your readings more easily. All right. So I think I got them all there. All right. So, oh, good. Love it. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, Ashley. Appreciate that. All right, everybody. If you want something to look at in the meantime, of course, we've got all this about retrogrades. If you want to check those out, talking about how those retrogrades are impacting us and how you can use that energy for the most. We also have the new moon alert for the solar eclipse, new moon in Aries on Monday, some powerful energies. So you can find out how to make the most of those new moon wishes. And then also, here's how you can make the most of this eclipse energy, which we will be feeling for 4 to 6 weeks, even after the solar eclipse on Monday. So you can find out how to use the most of those. And then also, we've got this podcast that I have, From Chaos to Cozy, and we have a new one coming out tomorrow. But if you want to catch up, there's a lot of information on how to transform our chaos in our life to higher vibrational cozy. Talks about those journeys that are coming in there as well. So be sure to check it. And if you haven't turned on your gifting setting, make sure to watch this video, because I'll be giving away 5 more Zen Cricket YouTube channel memberships this evening, and not in the one I come back on for the free readings, but at my 6 p.m. Mountain Time one. So be sure to check that out. Hey, Infinity, I'll grab that one in there too. All right, so I'll grab that one when I return. All right, everybody, thank you again so much for all the love and support and all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love, and you're part of the love tsunami, helping spread the love throughout the world. And remember, every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So till I see you guys again, much love to you. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you may be in the world. And till I see you, hang in there. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. Yep, in the nick of time. In the nick of time. All right. Bye, Infinity. Bye, everybody. You guys take care.